Murphy is jumping all around, and Max secures the retribution away from Kids. Kids taken low. Leo Murphy gonna get taken down as the Biden Koopa once again finds its mark onto Kids. Taken very low, but Enhanced Sword buys a little bit more time. But it is just Bigatron wreaking havoc. A double kill for Key, and a 4-0 lead in the second.
More tanky items do we hide in the first match, but with this composition, Bigatron has so much pick potential and so much kill threat. I'm not sure if Alter Ego should be going for all these early fights, because I think in the mid game, that is where their composition makes a lot more sense. More CC, more AoE, they can go for combos instead.
Oh, Marky forced to figure out. Stun comes in, Biden Koopa onto Leo Murphy as Ski jumps in with the execute. Leo Murphy bringing it back with the I'm offended. Fala taken low. Nino trying to deal the damage, but it's going to be picked up by Udil, who picks up a double kill. Finally taken down there as Max picks up a trade. A 2-for-1 right now in favor of Alter Ego.
Alter Ego Esports picking up something finally here in the 4th minute of the game. And Arashi, on that note, even if Alter Ego Esports want to bring this to the late game, we all know how the Brody is not going to outscale the Beatrix, especially with the emblem choice that both of them have opted to take. So how exactly can Alter Ego Esports come out on top from this?
I think they have to bank everything on that mid-game, right? In the mid-game, if they're able to actually get rolling and use their combos to take over the game, they can abuse that momentum and shut Bigatron Alpha down before they can reach those really late-game power spikes.
Wait, I have a question. Looking at the composition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Fala the only source of CC that Bigatron Alpha has?
Well, technically, Repo with the eye can also pull people back. That is a form of crowd control. And right now, Pi goes for the play onto Max, but Bigatron pull the trigger on them instead.
Neutral objective control as the Biden Koopa was used, but Fala did not have that ultimate ready. So Bigatron Alpha just secure the objective once again, and they back up. They've already accumulated a 3,000 gold lead here in the early game.
You know, if there's anything that we can expect from Bigatron Alpha, Max in particular, is the fact that he's able to get those retributions always, but Pi goes down here with the rotations coming in from Bigatron Alpha, pushing their tempo and their focus to the top side.
That's a single target damage we spoke of, and even in the mid lane, it just seems so hard for Alter Ego to really look for the picks. Fala, incredibly independent in that mid lane as he's able to run away from a 3-man gank, and even in that top side, BTR noticed that Alter Ego weren't going to defend top side. They instead moved into mid lane, so BTR just punished. They take the turret, and now item check, 5th minute in the game.
Blade of Despair already built in for Marky, so a lot of damage, potential for the burst, and with the setup that Bigatron Alpha has been going for, that is a lot of dive potential, and if their target is the gold lane, Nino is in for an absolutely bad time. Alter Ego, they need to try and wait for the late game and maybe play for the front to back. If the Ruby and the Masha get tanky enough, the single target damage can be mitigated.
Oh, look at that. Marky was in the bush. Max coming in with the Shadow Assault onto Kids. He's right there for the taking. It's a double kill picked up by Max. Key getting out of the torn apart memory as BTR look for the siege in the mid lane. 5,000 gold lead. Fala picking up that BOD and say goodbye to the turret right now. With the turret being targeted, Marky goes back to the Wesker, takes that turret down with the help of Fala. And what? Max is an absolute monster this game. Absolutely just grabbing everybody. He's definitely using the discount code. 35,000 for you guys as well, if you guys use grb.co/MPL. But look at the turrets, oh my god!
Yeah, they have double siege potential with the way that they drafted for the side of Bigatron Alpha. They have the damage and the siege coming in from Fala on the Popple and Koopa, as well as that damage coming in from Beatrix to be able to secure and really dominate all these neutral objectives on the board. And the fact that the Fala is on the Popple and Koopa in that mid side is able to open up the map with the traps as well, gives them a little bit of an edge and allows him not to get ganked by the members from the side of Alter Ego Esports.
The composition right now is just brutal, man. Not a lot of single target setup, but 2 assassins, they are picking up Alter Ego Esports as much as possible, and if Alter Ego are trying to play it slow and delay the game, they use a Popple and Koopa to absolutely demolish all the structures that Alter Ego have, and with that lead, they can start venturing into the jungle, and they can start denying Alter Ego resources. And that might be the play they will go for in the next 1 to 2 minutes. And from there on, it is on the side of Bigatron Alpha to play it calm and perfect and make sure that the core members, like Max, for example, do not get taken out.
Yeah, Rico's already built that Oracle as well, but what
Okay, Marky and
Pi.
Key 2v1. Pi almost getting the trade, but Marky uses that ultimate. That whisker damage is certainly insane, but there you go again. They're able to find these picks off in the side lanes. He even just jumping onto Leo Murphy. 7,000 gold lead in 7 minutes of play. 8 minutes now.
That's insane. The shotgun, the Wesker damage, it makes no sense. That man has 3 health bars, and it's just gone in the blink of an eye.
See ya.
This is why it's so difficult to go against the Beatrix. In the late game, I think the only person that we were thinking can counter it is maybe Kids or maybe Pi, but from the looks of it, right, I don't think that's a valid strategy. Maybe Udil needs to get involved and steal some kind of crowd control to deal with that, because Marky right now is scaling absolutely well. He has all the gold, and he has the late game emblem as well. So even if Big and Alpha take this to the late games, they can still rely on Marky to be a reliable source of damage that cannot be easily caught by Alter Ego Esports.
You're right, I mean, so much damage placement for the side of Big Alpha. We can already see that Max as well has opted for the Holy Crystal, so additional magic damage is once again Big Alpha will have the upper hand when it comes down to those objectives, and the Lord already secured and in their pockets to use.
Wow.
With the Shadow Twin Bit as well, Max has just so much damage potential as Pi here. He is the only one that can really venture out with a bit more security just because of how tanky he is. Unless he just walks into melee range of Marky, he won't get bursted down, but the rest of Alter Ego, they're stuck in defense mode. They're just waiting to try and trap someone, but even then, they don't really have a lot of tools to try and punish someone who's out of position.
Look how they're managing the waves, Arashi. They're actually opting to go for that bottom wave push first and slow pushing the mid lane and the top side. Oh my god, Marky finds the run shot on towards Kids. They get the pressure in the bottom side, and look at the timing of that mid lane crashing in as well. It's almost perfect here. Maybe it is perfect here as they get the turrets perfectly timed with that mid lane to come in and pick up the next tier 2 objective. BTR with a 10,000 gold lead now, building up to an 11k. As again, look at that top side. It's going to push exactly in the same time as the mid and bottom side that's coming in right now.
What I find fascinating is the fact that Max is at a 601 KDA. He has not been taken down, not even once, even though they have Kids. They have Leo Murphy with the I'm Offended. The CC is there.
CC is there.
Let's see.
The Lord is already pushing in right here, but it's still early on in the game, so the Lord isn't nearly tanky enough for Bigatron Alpha to get huge resources, but half the HP of the top base turret from Alter Ego, that is plenty for them to work with, and they still have all this control, all these threats in the jungle of Alter Ego, and right now I don't think anyone is tanky enough to check. We can see that Leo Murphy, he goes for the Dominance Ice, but will it be enough when Max is just 6-0 with all the items here, including the Holy Crystal already? The mix between 2 assassins, 1 physical, 1 magical. This is making it very difficult for Alter Ego to have a reliable front line that can survive both.
I'm thinking about Alter Ego's like win condition here. Their win condition is to go for kind of a front to back with Brody dealing the damage.
Yes.
I don't know though. In terms of front to back composition, I feel like Bigatron Alpha have them outdrafted. Look at that, right? Just the amount of damage that they have on the side of BTR and the frontline presence with also a backline threat towards Alter Ego. If they do go for a full front to back team fight, right now, well, with the 11,000 gold lead, it's definitely going to favor BTR. They go on to Pi, who's trying to open up the map here, losing 1 of his health bars. Runner Shop not connecting there as Alter Ego look for control in the enemy jungle.
I think it depends, right? For the strategy for Alter Ego isn't to out DPS Bigatron Alpha, it's to outlast them. They have 2 tanky members, they have Pi with multiple HP bars, they have Leo Murphy with they can build a lot more defensive items, and Kids can transition into a fighter as well.
Yeah.
That will be what they will rely on, not competing in the DPS aspect.
I agree, because if they go for that, they're gonna lose. It's insane. I don't see how this is supposed to work, because theory-wise, on paper, when you're drafting, if you go for full damage, it's easy for you to be taken down, but it doesn't seem like this is the case with Bigatron Alpha. With a full glass cannon type of composition that they brought to the table here for game number 1 against Alter Ego Esports, it's working.
I wouldn't
And it shouldn't work.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually say it's a glass cannon because again, Max is building full tank. They also have Repo on the sidelines.
He's not building full
He's
tank,
building
though.
damage.
Max?
He's building
Yes.
damage, Miracle.
He has a Shadow Twin Blade.
And a Holy Crystal.
A Holy Crystal.
He doesn't have any tank items?
No, not yet.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Which is what is so surprising.
I think it should have been full tank, but because they have this big of a lead, and he has 6 kills, he just
Possibly.
went for it, right? Because it was kind of telegraphed that he would go for that tank build with the Demon Slayer emblem, right? And they also still have Repo, who is a solid frontliner right now. We'll see how this works out for the side of Alter Ego if they are able to defend this second Lord. Enhanced Lord in the building as they look for that mid lane. Repo gonna get hooked into the base with the I'm Offended, but no more damage coming in for the side of BTR to really look for any turrets. They fall back again, losing the Enhanced Lord, but building up to a 12,000 gold lead for themselves.
Max already with the Divine Glaive right now. That is a lot
Wow.
of items. He's, I think, 1 item away from being full build at 13 minutes in the game. So Repo is the target for the I'm Offended again and again, but that won't be enough.
Oh my god, Repo just going at it there on the back line. He's gonna be forced to back away here, but no. Repo just stays inside as Max comes in for the cleanup. Way too aggressive by Max. He's gonna get taken down, and this might be it. This is a chance for Alter Ego to really capitalize, but Fala and Marky, the 2 marksmen up against the world. Nino has them in the nature, Marky as well. He's jumping with an ass sword, but Fala just targets the base to secure the first game of the series. 12,000 gold lead. They lose the team fight, but they win. They take the base.
What happened? What happened? That game literally ended right underneath our noses. I mean, I didn't expect Bigatron Alpha to be able to take it then and there, realizing that they already lost so many members from the side of Bigatron Alpha. But I guess Alter Ego Esports, they weren't able to defend that. Man, mom buff.
Mom buff.
Mom buff. They used to have the Bolt buff and the Twin buff. With that no longer in play, the Mom buff takes the stage. And Max